Thank you very much for that introduction. I too am ranked in one of the rankings with Phil, the Australian newspaper's most influential, but he's well above me, I have to say. So I may need to exert some influence over that ranking, as we are trying to, and we have done with the Young Universities ranking, as you mentioned. It's my pleasure to introduce this morning's keynote session on the topic of can young universities compete on the global higher education scene, the challenge of leapfrogging. Phil's presentation adds an important context to this particular next session and demonstrates how young institutions are standing out to make a valuable contribution to government, industry and the community. Naturally, I wouldn't be speaking to you today if I didn't think that the answer to the question was obviously we believe we can. It's a resounding yes as far as we're concerned, and I would like to briefly share the ATN experience in this with you. We were established as a network some 15 years ago, and we comprise the 5 universities of technology in Australia, QUT in Brisbane, the University of Technology in Sydney, RMIT in Melbourne, the University of South Australia in Adelaide, South Australia, and Curtin University in Western Australia in Perth. All of our universities are under 30 years of age. Combined, we teach 250,000 students in Australia and around the world. We invest more than $1 billion in research and development annually. We're about 25% of the international student market in Australia. And in our recent research rankings, 84% of our research was judged to be world-class or better. And in fact, in disciplines such as physical chemistry and human movement, sports science research, we've leapfrogged that of our more established peers in Australia. We are essential participants in more than half of Australia's cooperative research centres, and that's really an indication of that outward industry applied focus that Phil referred to, that is so evident in so many of the institutions that appear in the Young Universities rankings. And it's really this focus on the research needs of industry, we believe, which sets us apart in the Australian context. We believe that we're ahead of the pack. I wouldn't be standing here if I didn't think that we believe that. And we look outward to forge a global identity at a time when many established universities are still content to play in their own backyard, if you like. Our focus has been on creating a real impact for government, industry and the communities in which we operate through industry-aligned graduates and research. And after 15 years of effort and engagement, our international research and industry network is going from strength to strength. But rather than tell you about the ATN, I'd like to show you how we position ourselves globally and compete with the best in the world.
The social, scientific and economic challenges we face are evolving faster, getting bigger and becoming more complex by the hour. Solutions increasingly defy conventional thinking. Collaboration is the key. Collaboration with the Australian Technology Network of Universities gives you access to minds unconstrained by convention, undaunted by the need for a rapid response, and unwaveringly focused on solving the problems of our age. Our knowledge, our insights, and our pragmatism are resulting in startling developments set to save lives, boost economies, reinvent industries, and create wealth. How might you profit from fresh thinking? The Australian Technology Network puts the intellectual resources of 5 leading Australian universities at your disposal. It's an established billion-dollar results-driven research and development network without peer, ready to collaborate in whatever you seek to discover. Picture this: airport security worldwide straining under the pressure of increased traffic, tempers fraying, bottom line suffering. In Brisbane, the wait for each passenger was becoming untenable, up to 20 minutes. But with a clean slate and an out-of-the-box approach to the problem, ATN Systems and Design Management Research slashed it to just 3.9 minutes per passenger. Costs are also down 20%, and productivity skyrocketing. In developing nations like Uganda, the humble banana sustains life, but it's low in iron, so anemia is rife. Enter our biotech researchers who developed a biofortified iron-rich banana which makes the staple food a nutritional powerhouse set to save lives across the globe, having the potential to benefit 30 million people. Chronic wounds that don't heal cause the healthcare system real pain. In Australia alone, their treatment costs a staggering $2.6 billion. Diabetes is adding to the burden. Chronic wounds make up 1/3 of the disease's treatment cost. But our research is set to change all that with Vitrigrow, a breakthrough liquid wound healing system which creates a scaffold for new skin cells to grow upon, restoring the normal healing process, dramatically reducing treatment time and cost for a markedly better quality of life. A road construction process costing just 1/10 that of conventional methods. It's a reality, with foam to bitumen developed by our researchers. It doesn't just have the potential to slash the $16 billion spent on road maintenance in Australia, it's also eco-friendly, recycling existing materials on-site and reducing traffic disruption. Imagine how such a revolution might drive the process of nation building. It's certainly not a game, it's worth billions. That's why global sportswear giant Adidas sought a partner to unleash substantial and sustainable manufacturing improvements to boost their competitiveness. After a global search, they picked an ATN university with strengths in engineering and sustainable production. The project drew together researchers in sports tech, manufacturing, supply chain management, energy, and textiles. A true team effort in conjunction with one of the world's leading players. Time and again, through the power of unconventional thinking, collaboration with ATN is paying off handsomely.
So I think what that demonstrates is that we are all strong institutions individually, but the ability to leverage our joint capacity as a network in our discussions and our negotiations with industry and other universities has yielded very impressive results. So the core of our strength as a group of universities, as you've just seen, is that ability to access a network of experts and world-class infrastructure. We truly do believe, and I think we operate this way, that we are greater than the sum of our parts. Our geographic positioning within Australasia means that Australian universities cannot stand still and expect to be world-class. We have to keep innovating, demonstrating an attractive value proposition to remain competitive with both established universities and with the burgeoning young universities which we've just seen in the Asian region and of course beyond. If young universities can't enable their stakeholders to, as we say, profit from fresh thinking and can't provide solutions to global challenges, which we've demonstrated through that short piece, then you'd have to ask why we're actually here. Before I introduce our keynote speaker, I'd like to provide you with just one final example of how young universities can stand out in the global higher education scene. Earlier this month, the ATN was proud to sign an agreement with the Shanghai Jiao Tong University toward the creation of joint PhDs in maths and statistics. As you'd know, Shanghai Jiao Tong is regularly ranked in the top 4 universities in China and the global top 200 universities, and its maths and stats faculty is ranked in the top 100 in the world. So why did Shanghai Jiao Tong, with a 117-year history and who could arguably take their pick of many other universities, look to the ATN? Well, I believe it's because in the ATN they saw an energy and a dynamism that was matched by our research expertise and, critically, our extensive links to industry partners. And so in the ATN, the Shanghai Jiao Tong University looked beyond our youth and looked at our full gamut of what we could offer as a valuable partner. So that's enough about the ATN. I would just acknowledge that with me I have the chair of our ATN Deputy Vice-Chancellor Research Group with us, and who will be on the panel that Phil referred to a little bit later, Professor Arun Sharma from the Queensland University of Technology. And we also have with us the Dean of our Graduate School of Research from the University of Technology, Sydney, Professor Nikki Solomon. And over in the corner there, I have to do a quick plug, there are some further examples of we've had 50 case studies of our research impact, which are some highlighted in that piece, but also over there, and I'd invite you to take a copy at your leisure. But now on to someone much more important than me. Dr. Jamil Salmi is our keynote speaker this morning, a global tertiary education expert who in the past 20 years has provided policy advice to governments and university leaders in more than 80 countries in all parts of the world. Until January 2012, he was the World Bank's Tertiary Education Coordinator and is now enjoying retirement, doing what he likes, he says, from Columbia. His areas of expertise are varied, and I won't go through all of them except to mention a few. Policy guidance on system-wide tertiary education reforms, including national development strategies, excellence initiatives, system-wide governance, financial sustainability, quality assurance, and equity promotion strategies. He's provided advice on benchmarking, strategic planning and capacity building to establish world-class universities and improve any type of tertiary education institution, including change management, resource mobilisation, quality assurance, university partnerships and linkages to industry. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Selmy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.